Gosei Sentai Dairanger!
Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my Gosei Sentai Dairanger episode commentary and reviews. This time it's episode 30, The Deadly Fast Talking Wanderer. And remember, if you do enjoy what you see, please remember to like and subscribe. It just means a lot on a small channel like this. And maybe leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the episodes. Anyway, speaking of episodes, let's get into this one. The episode opens with the fast-talking Gorma throwing the tongue twister bomb to Ryu, who leaps towards the Gorma, holding on before exploding, as Rin follows it up with a key attack, forcing the Gorma to retreat. The Rangers arrive back at Rin's place with an injured Ryu, telling Gohan they need the new weapon now because their weapons were taken, but he tells them it needs the 7 jewels and their die busters in order to work. As Rin cries for Ku, Kazu starts to leave, saying he's going to look for the 7th crystal, because Kameo has one just like it. As Kazu calls for Kameo in the field they'd been in earlier, Turtle Kameo calls out to Kazu, but is unheard. Back at the quarry, the Shitano are still chanting as the digging children uncover more steam jets, as they order the kids to dig more. As Ku's pick jams, he's shoved aside by the Triumvirate as they clear the dirt, and saying this is the entrance to hell, blast it open, causing a power surge at Dairanger HQ before the Triumvirate enter the steam jet. At HQ, Kaku explains the children had been taken to dig a hole to hell, providing the Gorma with unlimited power, and with the children now no longer needed, will likely be killed. Telling them to use their guardian beast to follow the energy to its source, the Rangers leave, but Ryu is stopped by Byaku, who calls out asking to be taken as well. Meeting with Kazu, the Rangers transform and call on their guardian beasts, riding them to the children while practicing the tongue twisters. At the quarry, a tied up Ku asks what the Gorma will do to the children as they are told, die. But Ku will be the last as the Dairangers come into view. The Triumvirate use the new power to attack the Rangers, knocking them from their beasts. And as the Rangers try to help the children, Shadam turns metal and grows to a giant size, blasting the Rangers, causing Ryu to call on Ryuseo in warrior mode to help them. Shadam overpowers the beast as the other two blast the remaining Rangers, while back at Rin's place, Gohan continues his work. As the Triumvirate continues to face off against the Rangers, Ryuseo is downed as Kazu notices their weapons piled up nearby. Daigo leaps for them, but is pulled back by Gaara's power before Zydos blasts them some more. As the Triumvirate prepare to finish off their foes, Ryu manages to knock Shadam away before using his spin attack to block the hole to hell, causing the Gorma to retreat. As the Rangers go to recover their weapons, they're stopped by the fast-talking Wanderer, who uses his tongue twister bombs on the Rangers, but thanks to their practice, they're able to throw the bombs back. Changing to his fishing rod attack, he hooks onto each of the Rangers and throws them about. As Ryu throws Byaku Shinken at the Gorma, knocking him back as the Rangers recover their weapons, and Gohan sends them the completed bazooka. As the Rangers fire, defeating the Gorma and freeing the children, and as Ku hugs Rin before thanking the other Rangers, as Ryu hands the boy Byaku Shinken. But as Rin looks at Ku's burn, she asks him when his birthday will be, but he tells her he doesn't know. As elsewhere, Kameo turns back to a human. And later on, Gorma 15 arrives at the quarry, taking up the fishing rod and casting it into the hole to hell. And as a hand grips the hook, the episode ends. Okay, so another good episode, and I've actually got even more notes on this one than I did last time. First off, Ryu, he can't do the tongue twister at the start, so he literally lets himself blow up while holding on to the Gorma. Talk about taking one for the team. He's able to actually hurt the Gorma. Granted, it's a risk to himself, but, he does it. And, obviously it's not good for him. He ends up back at Rin's place, quite badly injured for about 5 minutes. But, it's a good one. And one thing that seems to come out of this is that the Gorma, the Triumvirate at least, are steam powered. Because the energies from hell when they come out, it's just steam. Let's go. Ooh, steam-powered Gorma. And also, doesn't anyone think it's a bit strange? And I've seen it all before. You don't need to go, oh, this is why. I'm reviewing these as someone who hasn't seen them in a while. I know most of it. But if someone's watching this for the first time, you got to think at this point, Master Kaku always seems to know a hell of a lot about the Gorma rituals and plans. Even if he waits till like the last minute to actually give out any advice, if like necessary. It's also like really nice when the Rangers actually finally off to like rescue Ku, and they're riding on like their beasts. They're actually practicing the tongue twisters, which is pretty good. I mean, Shaita's no good at it, but the others are like, they're practicing like the riddles, the tongue twisters. One thing though is as powerful, like as absorbing the powers from hell is supposed to be, like for the Gorma. And Shadam seems to be stronger. He goes to his metal form and he even ends up giant to fight Ryuseo. The other two don't really seem to be doing much more than normal. I mean, they're able to send the Rangers flying and do the energy lasso thing and all the rest of it. Normally, it doesn't really seem to be that big a difference for them. And of course, then when Ryuseo throws a few boulders over the steam vent, they all just disappear. So it feels anticlimactic. Like, okay, the Rangers are in proper danger here because the Gorma Triumvirate are powered up and they're already powerful. Oh, they've gone. I know I said last time the Dairanger episodes are like consistently good. This one still is. It's just some bits. Yeah. Fast Talking Wanderer really feels like a redo of Dora Sphinx from episode, I want to say 5 and 6 of Dairanger. Obviously, back then it was riddles. This time it's tongue twisters. And I'm pretty sure we've had one before where there was a bomb involved. It could be another one that, I just can't remember. But yeah, Fast Talking Wanderer and Dora Sphinx do feel very close. And Dora Sphinx I've always liked anyway. I think it was, King Sphinx in Power Rangers? Even then, he was a good villain. I liked him in Power Rangers. I liked him in Dairanger. I know we got Fast Talking Wanderer. I just like it. I really do. The bazooka, even with they say there's one jewel missing. But I'm wondering, were they missing 2 jewels? Because did they have the Kiba Ranger jewel? Because Ku was missing the whole time. And obviously they haven't got Kameo's turtle jewel. So are they not missing 2 jewels instead of 1 this time? But either way, that bazooka is so powerful that, the Rangers fire it and they're sent flying back, staggering backwards. So if that's it at 5/7 of its power, what's it going to be like at full power? Obviously, after that, they rescue Ku. He doesn't know when his 10th birthday is going to be because his mum never told him. I mean, my daughter's known when her birthday is for years. I think I knew when my birthday was from a young age, so I'm kind of confused why Ku doesn't know when his birthday is. I mean, anyone out there, let me know in the comments. When did you first know when your birthday was? Have you just always known? You always seem to know the date your parents told you at a young age and you were just always known? Especially by like age 9. That just seems a bit weird. And also, the secret is out. They're like, hey, we know you're a Kiba Ranger now. Oh, by the way, here's Byaku Shinken. And he's like, don't let me go again. But yeah, it's like they finally know. And it's been about 14 episodes since Kiba Ranger was introduced. Which is quite a while because it's 50 episodes. It's over a fifth of the runtime. And he wasn't introduced until episode 17. So, that's almost 20 episodes in. And this is so we've got the same amount of time left, pretty almost, as there was before Kiba Ranger came in. So yeah, there's a considerable chunk of like episodes. Although saying that, it's not a patch on Oni Dog or Oni Brother, whichever one like the dog was, Black Ranger from Avatar Sentai Don Brothers. I don't think they knew who he was until like episode 48, 49, something like that. Something like way, way down the line. And of course, we didn't even get a full team like henshin until the last episode. And then we had it with like all nine of them, I think it was, or 10. Either way, just loads of them, and I loved it. Loved Don Brothers. But yeah. Also, Gorma 15. You know, he has his third eye that goes, and he's like, I always see everything with this eye. And it's like, are you breaking the fourth rule? Fourth wall? And, like, you know, talking to the audience, going, I've seen everything you've seen, because my third eye is your camera. I don't know. He takes Fast Talking Wanderer's fishing rod and he just, like, bats the, like, boulders away. Doesn't seem to get a power-up from the steam. And goes fishing in hell. And I'm not going to say any names because I'm going to let it just hang there on the fishing hook for a few episodes until we actually see it. But that's a very recognisable glove grabbing the hook. So, you know, I don't know how much of a secret they were trying to make it be, but that person's glove is very recognisable. If you've been watching, it's like, I know that glove. Unless I don't know, were they hoping kids would be like, oh, is it? Yeah. And as for my usual comparisons with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, again, Season 2, Episode 26, Z-Waves and Fast Talking Wanderer was renamed as Beamcaster. And as I said, there was a little bit of new footage filmed along with the stock footage. And I'm going to put a screenshot up here. So I'm going to make it nice and big so I'm coming across. And this is taken from the Power Rangers episode. And it shows the Dairangers, Dairon Rods and Dairinkans that were taken from them last episode. But you've got the Power Rangers fighting him. Or, you know, going up against him. While he's there, obviously throwing the bombs back to him. And he's in front of a bunch of Ranger weapons. You know, there happens to be 5 of each. Ooh. And yet the Power Rangers never used them. So it's just random weapons just lying there in the back of the episode. Although it's a bit like the Dairangers Dino Bikes. You know, they turned up a couple of times in the back of episodes. They were never used. Power Rangers teleported, so who knows? But, you know, it's just a little thing I caught. It made me chuckle. So, you know, maybe not as much as when I first noticed a little kid stood next to the Megazord. that one took me a while to figure out until I knew about Sentai. But yeah. Anyway, next week is episode 31. Another hero comes forth. So, see what happens then. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.